Welcome back to another episode of my Seattle Mariners franchise here on MLB The Show 25, where we are in year two, midway through April. Unfortunately, had a corruption with my recording in the last episode. About halfway through this win over the Yankees, 1-0. Obviously, not the most exciting from an offensive output. But we had a Jesse Winker RBI double knocking J.P. Crawford in the third inning. Got a really strong performance from Bryce Miller, and then the bullpen really put together a very strong day for us. Offense got some hits. We drew a couple of walks, just really couldn't get anything going, but we at least completely shut down an offense that had a ton of success against us in the first two games. And then when I realized that something was going wrong with the recording, we do get this victory here over the Cardinals. 3-game sweep. We had a 2-homer game from Julio, knocked in all 3 runs in that one. And then we had an 8-2 victory that included a couple of more hits, 4 RBIs from Julio. Jesse Winker goes deep. We get a very good start from Logan Gilbert. Beat up on Zebby Matthews there for the Cardinals. Picked up 12 hits, 6 walks. Ryan Bliss got the start at the leadoff spot and got 2 hits and drew a walk there at third base. And then the offense kind of comes back down to earth, but we do finish the sweep with a 3-0 victory. No homers in this one, but Luis Castillo was great. Andres Munoz comes in, gets the save. Cade Marlowe coming back healthy. Now I'm nervous again about my. So for those of you that don't know, I actually record the episodes on stream and then just take the VOD and move it over. Do any editing if I really need to. If there's any long extended times, I'm not going. But yeah, definitely now a little nervous. This has happened. This exact thing has not happened before, but I have had videos that never really got any recording done on them at all. I've sat here and done entire episodes, did not have anything actually show up. So hopefully that does not happen again. But yeah, we are currently at 8-5, a game and a half back from the Rangers, who are off to a really good start. So far, the offense seems to be playing pretty well. Take a look at the team rankings. Let's see where we are in average. Very high, actually. 5th in average. We are a little bit lower in runs than you would like. 14th. Hit for some power, I know. Currently 6th in that in all the majors. Julio, Arozarena, and Raleigh all with 4 homers. Pitching staff continues to do a pretty good job outside of these first 2 games here against the Yankees. Let's send past these first couple of games. Julio with another monster day. Needs a triple to hit for the cycle. We will simulate through that. Do get a 6-2 data set scouting assignments. So Julio does not get his triple, but again, a home run, a double, 3 hits, another 4 RBI performance up to 301. Raleigh gets his 5th homer there as well. Bryce Miller off to a phenomenal start, has gone at least 6 innings in all 3 of his starts so far this year. So that's at least something good to see. And yeah, made it through that. Let's take a look at the scouting. See what we kind of got going on here. So Brad McCullum, shortstop that we were taking a look at. Potential is definitely a little on the lower end for sure. Looks like he'd be a solid player. I just worry he's going to be a guy that comes into the league at like 73, 74 overall. And then that's pretty much who he is, which would maybe not be the worst player ever. But when you don't have really much growth, you're really banking on being a very good player from the jump. Now let's take a look and see. Let's just maybe kind of swap things up here. See if we can find maybe another player to go take a look at. So far, everything seems to be going okay on the recording. Certainly am hoping that it is. And yeah, just trying to find some impact players somewhere offensively is always where you're trying to see if you can find somebody. So let's just take a look. Dave Tapia. I just don't love that bat at third base. Looks like he'll have a pretty good arm, but I mean, he's going to be probably very, very raw. 18 years old, not crazy about that. Jason Chavez, again, could be extremely raw, could have decent potential. I mean, the highs could be very high, but he could be somebody that takes years and years to develop. Carlos Moreno, 51. He's got a very good shot at having good potential, though. It's a 22-year-old. Let's see. This has the early makings of maybe not being my favorite draft class. Like, I'm not seeing a lot of guys that really stand out. Of course, we're picking a lot later than we did last year as well. Let's see. Like the 18-year-olds just look like super raw, and that does not overly excite me, to be completely honest with you. I just get really nervous trying to find, somebody with some serious upside here. Is this maybe a class that we end up looking more like at relievers? Andres Arellano. Looks like he could have a solid bat, not very big, 21 years old. Might be solid to start off, but he's probably a very low upside player. Does not have a good arm. Could be pretty. He looks like he's for sure going to be pretty quick. Probably a low power upside guy. Let's see. How are these pitchers early looking? Take a look at some relievers. Like a Bob Gilly. I've never really been the type to look at relievers. But, could be a little bit less expensive if we can just find guys to utilize there. Like Bryant Garner. Like even this guy, is a top 16 player for the MLB draft. I mean, he could have great potential. He could also be obviously a very low potential, very low overall guy. The bat looks like it'll be solid, but he's not great against righties. Would definitely take some development there. And I don't know if he would be there for us anyway. Look at Champlin Hogg there. Switch that up. Try to take a look at some of these second basemen from the international pool. Yoshida, not overly favored by our guys. He does drop pretty considerably based on the MLB rank. Trowbridge falls fairly considerably there as well. Still a lot of... not getting a whole lot of scouting done, obviously. This is probably, I'm telling you, it's the one thing I wish they would switch up is like the ability to, like, why can't I just do the whole infield internationally? Because you're not getting, you know what? Let's do this. Can I get another scout? Is that something that you can do at this point, or is that pretty much like once it's done, it's done? Lee Regs, like these guys are very, very low efficiency guys. We only have 14,000 available. Can we drop a little bit from Pedro Obama to maybe get like Jamie Castillo? Like these guys, he costs a lot of money for somebody that is that inefficient. Can we drop a little bit, find a pitcher efficient guy, replace Obama? Yeah, let's do that. He's a little bit cheaper, saves us a little bit of money. We need to find a position player that's more efficient. That's obviously a big jump there. Let's do that. We'll swap that up. And Castilla. Yeah, I mean, we can pretty much get about whatever scout we want to here. So now I want a guy that's just pretty good. I'm not really a big discovery guy, so don't really overly care. Really, truly, we could just go back to Pedro Obama and be able to pay him. Have two guys with pitching. I want another guy that's at least pretty solid here with the about Benjamin Horner here? 96 efficiency, 95 pitchers, still being pretty solid with position players. I think that'd probably be a good mix. Because eventually you're going to end up using him to scout your pitchers at some point in time. Anyway, so let's do with that. Now let's redo this. We were originally scouting, I believe, starting pitchers internationally. So far, so good there. Okay, so we'll just do that. Scout position. This is pitcher efficient. Yep, we'll do that. So Kohler is our slightly more efficient position player. See what we can do here. Who was the guy I just went after? Champlin Hags, pretty dope name. And then for Benjamin Horner, we had somebody doing second baseman internationally. See if we can just find somebody else. It's just not really appearing to be like a super great, fun class from a fielder perspective. Maybe we just hit up starting pitchers. Yeah, Sushisu, starting pitchers central, I think is what it was. Yep, that's the other group. Potentially give us some pretty solid players. We'll just do that. Maybe it's just I'll have one guy kind of peruse some of the hitters. This might just be more of a pitcher class. We'll see kind of how the starters end up looking, and then we will go from there. So let's get through this. Down by 1, top of the 9th. Julio at first. We'll jump in here with Cal Raleigh, see if we can have a little bit of success. Yeah, this might be a draft I end up looking elsewhere, just seeing if I can find maybe some relievers, maybe doing, kind of filling in some spots that way. Cal Raleigh, 3 for 10 in the series, 2 homers. Oh, I forgot they are playing in a Steinbrenner Field in real life. Julio, we're going to send. It's the stolen base, so now we have a runner at second. Raleigh at the plate. Second stolen base there for Julio. See if Raleigh can do a little damage here.
Ball, that's out.
Watches that one, 1-1. Really hate that end up having that go wrong in that last episode. We're going to send Julio. We get the runner to third. Almost threw that one away. It was a fun game against the Yankees for a 1-0 game in particular. I mean, a lot of really good pitching, guys making good plays out in the field. So 2-1 here with Raleigh, a chance to tie it up here. Try to get that one in the air, but late on it. First, he's got 2 pitches. That one flied out to center. Julio should score on that. So the stolen base, the fastball end up working. The Mariners able to score here in the top of the 9th. Roman Anthony out there. Big trade in year 1, sending Lawrence Butler to Boston for him. Now Winker at the plate. Kind of slided and hit, fouls it away. Oh, 1.
That's out.
Now 1-1. Always trying to be more patient at the plate.
2 balls,
2-1.
1 strike.
Winker has been a good signing here in the early going. That ball hit hard. 92. Looks like I'm a tad late on it, though. That's now the second out of the inning. Luke Raley hit 3 homers, still posting an 895 OPS despite a low batting average there. Again, Raley had a really, well, I say again, I talked about it in the last episode that unfortunately had the file corrupted on me. Raley had a really, really nice second half last year.
I got 1
really
ball, 1 strike.
Earning more playing time. There was a point in time I really thought that Burleson was going to kind of become the first baseman.
2 balls, 1
at least
strike.
until we brought Ramirez up. But then Raley's big second half, a lot of power, boosted the average up 30 or 40 points in the second half. Hit that ball hard, foul. Looks like he's at least a guy that I think we can hit against righties. Probably going to have to try to protect him as he strikes out there. We will return to simulate to see what it does. We come back up. Brash with 2 guys on, 2 outs. We'll hop back in here, see what we can do here with Brash. Brent Rooker at the plate, their best hitter. 0-0 count. Start off with a slider. Sit over. Rooker's hitting 091 run score position early in the season.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Fastball very wide there for Brash. That is a hanger. And the Athletics are going to get a walk-off there from Brent Rooker, so we don't get a victory there, unfortunately. That ball hit pretty hard. Back up the middle. Okay. So we get the 9th inning comeback. Falls apart for Brash there. Gave up 4 hits in 1 2/3. 3 strikeouts, but gave up an earned run there to end up losing it. So we don't get the sweep. 17-3 here over Houston. We give up 2 homers to Jeremy Pena and Christian Walker. But then Julio hits a homer, Polanco hits a homer. Rengifo with 5 RBIs on 3 hits. He's only hitting 183. Had a really nice day there. J.P. Crawford with 3 hits. Winker and Rayleigh and Polanco each with 3. Just a field day. Gilbert was good. Thornton was solid. No, he gave up a run in his 1 inning. 17 hits, 6 walks. Or 18 hits, 6 walks, 17 runs. Wow, just bludgeoned the Astros, who are at 6 and 10 now. We'll sim it. We ended up losing that game 2-1, so we did at least make the comeback there in that situation, but failed to win. Get an RBI from Polanco. A couple of guys caught stealing. Great start from Castilla. Spire gives up a run. We do end up winning the series here. They're over Houston. Got a double from Rengifo and for Rosarena. Rosarena also with a triple. Julio with a triple. Rengifo's up to 205. Julio with another 2 RBIs. He's got to be, all over the league leading RBIs. Winker leading the American League right now in average. Tied for 3rd in all of baseball. Take a look at RBIs. Julio is tied right now for the lead in RBIs all around baseball, up at 8, or in the American League. Shohei and Tatis ahead of him. So now we get a really bad Colorado team. We're still a game and a half out of the West. Get a victory here. Raleigh and Rayleigh go deep. Julio with another RBI. Great start from Miller. So far, that has looked like a dream extension for him. What is Rengifo's on base percentage? He is not hitting right now. Still 289, so he's drawing a decent amount of walks. 10 and 18 games is solid. He's only struck out 4 times. Just right now not having any luck hitting the baseball. So Kirby has a shutout going. We're up 4-0. We'll let it ride. We do end up getting a 4-0 win, so we've won another series here. Been really hot since we beat the Yankees in the game that y'all didn't see. Kirby with a great start. Munoz ends up closing it out. Rosarena hits a home run. Had a 5-hit day from Jesse Winker, who's hitting with 385. Nice. Winker has looked great. Let's take a look at the scouting here. Hog is kind of staying the same. A 19-year-old that could be really lowly rated. Not crazy about that. Let's just take a look and see how these starting pitchers are kind of looking. So Sean Cora jumps way up for us. Matos jumps way up for us. Don't know anything about any of the guys in the East. Caro jumps up. Mateo drops, but is still really solid. We'll keep everything the same right now, I think. I don't know that Hag is really going to have the upside I'm necessarily looking for. We'll keep it though for another week. And we do end up sweeping Colorado. We finish it up with a home run game from Julio and Raleigh. Logan Gilbert dominant on the mound. Thornton gets through his inning unscathed. 13 hits, 3 walks. we definitely appear to be straightening out. Now I played the Padres last year. I think we're going to end up getting through the Angels are not playing great. I think we're going to end up getting through April here. Unfortunately, you guys did not get that second game of April. 5-2 there over the Angels. We'll jump in here. Got runners on first and third. J.P. Crawford at the plate with a chance to tie the game. See if we can go ahead and win this series here against the Angels. Top of the eighth, runners on first and third. JP, of course, is a lefty-lefty hitter. And he's going to hit a 3-run homer. J.P. Crawford, first pitch he sees from Quijada. Knocks it into the right field bleachers. And the Mariners now with a lead. Crawford continuing to get off to a good start there. Looks like he got a lot of that one, and he did. So Quijada now being taken out. They're going to bring in another lefty, Brock Burt. It's been really good for them so far. Pretty decent heater. Julio fouls that one away. Julio really increased his power by a pretty decent bit here against lefties last year. That ball hit hard to center. Is it going to get down? It does. So Julio, it's another base hit. He is off to a tear to start this season. Now Raleigh at the plate. Let's go ahead and see Julio here. First pitch. Gets a good jump.
No, he's
Julio
safe.
gets the stolen base. 3 for him. We've gotten 2 of those. I stole one with him in the Yankees game. So not running a ton when it's not us using him.
Ball.
1-1 count here. Should be 0-2. Raleigh's just hitting 158 right now. Runners in scoring position. See if we can make a change with that here. Burt challenges him, and Raleigh's going to get it to sneak through. You're going to see Julio testing Trout, and he slides in. Raleigh gets the hit, knocks in Julio, and it's a big 8th inning here. The Mariners were down 2-1 heading into it. Get the 3-run homer from Crawford, get the single from Julio, the stolen base, and then Raleigh finds a way to touch outfield grass with a hard hit ball there past the first baseman. Now it's Winker who is hitting .402. Going to hit that one. That's another base hit. That's going to go to the gap. Can Raleigh score from first? He is absolutely going to. Jesse Winker extends the lead. Man, what an 8th inning here for the Mariners. Love to see that. He's hitting there again. Chasing another bullpen guy without him getting an out. Robert Stevenson with his 6.32 ERA. Out there at Rosarena, 1 for 2. No reason to swing at that.
0-1.
Already 6 stolen bases and 6 homers for a Rosarena.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Watches that one at least. Hitting .325. Contract year for him. We debated not bringing him back, as crazy as that is. To think about now. 1-2 count, 2 outs. Got me on the curveball. Rosarena swings through it. Angels finally in the inning. Will simulate the rest of the game. A really nice performance here from Seattle. Big time comeback there in the 8th inning. Get the big 3-run homer there. J.P. Crawford scored 5 runs in the top of the 8, including 3 coming from 1 swing of the bat for him. Overall, 2 hits from Julio, 2 from Rengifo, he's kind of comfortably over the Mendoza line. 3-run homer there from Crawford. Winker with an RBI double. Rosarena had an RBI there as well. Hit a home run. So his 6th year. That was actually JP's first home run. Brian Wu, he keeps regressing, and he just keeps right on pitching. his tail off over and over and over again. Always good to see that. 25 minutes here into the recording. Okay. Yeah, we'll just get through April. Ooh. Up to Snyder's going to get it done. We do get the 7-4 victory there. So we sweep the Angels after sweeping Colorado. We lost 2 of our first 3 series. We've been really, really good since then. Now at 18-7. So this 7-4 victory, Raleigh and Polanco each go deep. Bryce Miller continues to pitch extremely well. Spire and Taylor Rogers have been great. Kind of had an iffy outing there. Or able to get the job done. Jorge Soler gets a steal. From them. It's a little crazy. Yeah, so far, so good for this offense. Rengifo is now back down to 200. So a big-time series here against the Padres. Up by 1. Let Rogers cook. We'll end up losing that game. Okay. So we lose the first 2 games. We are going to lose this series. Winker hits a grand slam. Doesn't look like there really was a whole lot else. 9 hits for the offense. Maybe Winker didn't hit a grand slam, but he hit a home run, knocked in 4 runs, all 4 runs for the team. Just did not get it done. Looked like Rogers. Actually, it was Thornton that fell apart there. That one. Then lose 3-2 the next night. Raleigh hits a home run and a triple. Gilbert was great. Brash. Gave up 2 runs, only getting an out. He's been really, really good for us. Just a quiet day for the offense. Only 6 base runners the whole time. Tatis and Machado each hit homers. Take a look at the scouting again. So Hag looks like he'd be okay, but it's just not. He's not an upside play. You really would be hoping that the power is real, essentially. Take a look at these pitchers from the internationals. We're at 50% on most of these guys. Central, we're at 35%. We'll just kind of keep chugging along with that, I think. I think at this point we'll just change Hag to somebody else. This guy can scout pitchers as well. This is just a really young draft class with a wide variety of like just low starting overall players. Even a guy like Richie Palmer, I mean, to come in, he could potentially be at 54 overall as a top 10 player in the class. Now, he's going to have good potential, it looks like. But a 21-year-old that's probably going to be 60 overall, it's a tough ask. 637. Mark Trowbridge. You don't really like when you see potential. The overall could be higher than the potential to start off with. Let's do a week fully scouting him. We'll keep these pitchers kind of chugging along. Seems like we're getting a pretty solid basis of what they are. We'll get through this Angel series. We get swept by the Padres. All of a sudden, we've lost 4 in a row. We are up in the West, but only by a half game now. Respond with a nice win there. Rengifo gets a homer. Arozarena gets a homer. Winker picks up 2 hits, still hitting over 400. Julio has a 2-hit day. He gets his average back up to 269. Okay. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Rayleigh's going to get it done. Rayleigh does not get it done. We lose that one 5-3. Okay. Definitely struggling right now. Raleigh with another homer. Kirby was really good. Spire, not a great outing there. So that's going to finish up April for us with a loss. So lose back-to-back series there to end April. And what I think we'll end up doing here is, let's see, we are at 29 minutes. Okay. It's right at 30 minutes. I typically kind of do an around the major segment at the end of the month. Let's just take a look where everything stands here at the end of April. We are currently tied in the West with the Rangers. We would be tied for one of these wild card spots. Obviously, we're very early. Red Sox leading that. So Phillies are up by a half game in the East. Cubs up by 6 already in the Central, as every other team is below 500. Dodgers up 4.5, despite the Diamondbacks being really good. Braves, Diamondbacks, Mets, Giants. Rays putting together a really strong start to the season. A half game up on the Red Sox, a game and a half over the Yankees. Twins playing well, Mariners playing well, and Guardians playing well. Let's I'll tell you what we'll do here. Let's take a just kind of a look around the lineup here. So Rengifo just hitting 191, seeing some regression because he's not playing well. A 262 on base percentage. Might be a good idea to slide him down the lineup right now. JP is hitting 300 with a 368 on base percentage. Julio playing very well. Raleigh has mashed in the early part of the season. He's hitting 277. Why don't we do this for at least a little bit here? Move Rengifo just down the lineup. Give him a little break at the top. Move him towards the bottom half. We'll move Julio up to that second spot. Raleigh up to move Winker. JP to the leadoff spot. Winker to second. Let's just do that for right now. Rengifo, give him just a little bit of a break. He mashes lefties. What's he hitting against lefties so far this year? Maybe he's just not hitting righties right now. Average, yeah, he's hitting 170 versus righties, 259 versus lefties. We'll move him down the lineup a little bit, though. Burleson hitting well. Kind of mix and match that right now. But, yeah, so far, I mean, Crawford's hitting very well. Winker has been outstanding. And everything you could have asked for him to be this early in the year. Julio putting together a very strong start to the season. 8 homers, 4 steals. Raleigh, a 1036 OPS with 11 homers in the first month. 23 RBIs. Luke Raley had the big second half, has absolutely mashed so far this year. 321, has hit 4 homers. He's been really good. Rosa Reyna, a 968 OPS, 7 homers, 15 RBIs. 14 walks versus 22 steals. I mean, he's had this is a walk year for him. This is a big year for him at 31. You know, he's got one chance at really to get major money. Putting together a really strong campaign. Rengifo is struggling. He doesn't cost us a ton, but it's not an insignificant amount of money either. Jorge Polanco, it's not been great. Just 3 homers. You know, that was kind of the big thing is you can hit. His average is up. The on-base percentage is only barely up, and the slugging is down, though. He's regressing a little bit. Not terrible so far. Robles has kind of gotten it going here. 243, 317 over the last 10, but he's up to 265 average, so we'll take that. Garver has not been good here at all. Hadn't played much. He's regressing, though. Marlowe was hurt, but he's been good when he's played. Burleson has been pretty solid. 13 games. Isn't walking very much. He's hitting the ball. I mean, 275 average. He's not doing much with it. Just 1 extra base hit among his 14. Bliss hasn't played much. So far, this pitching staff. Kirby has been great yet again. Gilbert has been great yet again. Luis Castillo, consistent. It's been fine. Brian Wu has been great, despite regressing still. Bryce Miller, we gave him the big contract. And through April, has looked phenomenal. 38 and 2/3, a 1.86 ERA. What's the FIP looking like? 2.92, so that looks real. Gott has been good. Santos has not been great. He was good last year despite being hurt. Snyder was phenomenal last year. He's only thrown 5 innings. Taylor Rogers, signed him $4.5 million. He's regressing, but he's pitching really well. Thornton, not been as good this year after a couple of really good years, several really good years here back to back. But it's still early. Brash, been solid. He's had moments of struggling, though. Spire, again, has been fine. Had moments of struggling. Munoz has been electric thus far. No blown saves, a perfect 9 for 9. take a look at our league leaders. I think I have a way that I want to finish up this episode. So we got Jesse Winker leading the majors in batting average, 390 by a pretty wide margin over Juan Soto, who is leading it there in the National League. Hits, Winker's leading the way. You see the guys there at the top. Doubles, Christian Walker, Andres Jimenez, Pena, Diaz, Winker up there at the top for doubles. Triples, Duran. Well, how did Duran do this past year? Really well. Okay. Cormick, Mateo, Bregman, Ward, Volpe, Bellinger. There's a Rosarena and Luke Raley making their way. A lot of guys here tied with 2 triples. Home runs, it's Seager, Marcelo Zuna, and Cal Raleigh are your top 3. Wallner, Royce Lewis. We have horror stories between those guys. Brandon Lowe, Julio is up here at the top. Nolan Gorman, Rosarena. Okay. RBIs, Seager, Lewis, Robert, Westberg, Wong, Bobby Witt, Raleigh just outside of being tied for that top 5, 1 RBI away. Runs at Seager, Devers, Wallner, Raleigh, Julio. We're in that top 5. Stolen bases, Jose Ramirez is there. Any Mariners, Rosarena is tied for 2nd. Okay. OPS, Seager, Wallner, Raleigh, Winker, Contreras. So we have 3 Mariners in the top 6 in the American League in OPS. I never thought I'd see the day. And really, Julio can't be too terrible far behind. Did I already overlook him? No. Okay. Where is Julio? Julio is 15th. Okay. Thought it was an 886. I was making sure I didn't overlook him. So yeah, that's really awesome to see. Wins, Free, Crochet, Hawk, Marsh, Miller, Kelly, Gilbert, McClanahan. Several guys in the same ballpark there. Bryce Miller still has not gotten a loss. He among 7 guys there. Guys with saves, ERA. Bryce Miller's in the top 10 for that. Kind of see everybody else right now is Hawk leading the way. Just 1 shutout so far in the American League, being Ryan. Crochet leading in strikeouts. Kirby is actually 2nd. Not really known as a big strikeout guy. Had just 143 over 200 innings last year. But he's got 42 through 43 here early. It's good to see. Nobody else in the top 10. Logan Gilbert has thrown the most innings so far in the American League. Kirby, not too terribly far behind. Whip, Ryan, Hawk, Crochet, Bradford, DeGrom. DeGrom's having, it looks like a pretty nice bounce back season. He was one of the guys I let regress pretty heavily there in season 1. As he struck out a ton of batters. I mean, 181 to 159 innings is great, but a 5.09 ERA. Now I might fight back his regression a little bit more here in year 2. I mean, for sure, if he's going to pitch like this, I have absolutely no problem doing that. Crochet leading the way in pitching war. Where's the first Mariner? Bryce Miller, George Kirby there towards the top. It's good to see. I'm really kind of expecting Raleigh to be high for batting war. Raleigh is 5th right now in the American League in war. Just 0.6 behind Seager, who plays shortstop, playing it well, and he is mashing. So Raleigh's 5th. Julio is 9th. Winker is 13th as a DH. That's insane. You hit 390 with a 449 on-base percentage, you're going to have a pretty good shot at being high on this list. So it's good to see. Run down the National League right quick. Got Soto leading the way there. Hits, Torres and Soto leading the way there at the very top. Harris having a good season. Ketel Marte, Heliot Ramos. He was solid in year 1, but he is having a really, really strong start here to year 2. O'Neal, Cruz, Soto, Ohtani, Riley Green. Big get there for the Brewers. I didn't really understand Detroit making that trade. Don't really overly understand the Brewers making it, but Riley Green's been really, really solid here so far for them. Look at IKF with 9 doubles here early. Okay. Tyler Fitzgerald got a lot of guys up here at the top. And triples. Home runs, Ohtani, who hit 42 last year at 13 through April. Harper, Schwarber for the Braves. I forgot he signed with them. Tatis. RBIs. Shohei, kind of the same guys here at the top. Willie Adames, what did he do with year 1 for the Giants? Not great. Walked a ton, though. So posted a really solid on-base percentage. Good slow. So he ended up having a good season still, despite a very low batting average. Okay, runs scored. All kind of the same guys. Stolen bases. Fraley actually in the way. That's a shocker. Had 25 all last year. Has 12 through April this year. Dylan Cruz. Was not great his first kind of full campaign. Only played 57 games, though. But now he is 116 games into his major league career. He's hitting 305 this season. Putting together a strong start. Okay. Take a look at OPS. Of course, it's Juan Soto. Won the MVP award last year. He is doing even better so far this year. Okay, notable guys there. Wins class now Suarez. Strider, who is back on the IL, out with a torn hamstring. He was pretty good. He was really good last year. Has been great so far this year, but now he's out for a couple of months. It's a big blow to the Braves. Schwellenbach really developing for them, though. Having a good year. Okay. Tanner Scott leading the way in saves. ERA is Sanchez, Nola, Schwellenbach, Yuri Perez. Was okay last year. Strikeouts, Shota, Glasnow, Snell, Burns, Mackenzie Gore's your top 5. Strider's right there, but he's hurt now, of course. Innings pitched, Nola leading the way. So Gilbert's leading all of the majors in innings pitched through April. Whip, the same guys. And then pitching war, Sanchez. Sanchez, I think, was really good last year, too. He has been, a 0.84 ERA. That for some reason didn't click with me whenever I looked at it. Been great so far. Okay, Schwellenbach right here. Strider just outside of it. Zach Wheeler. Joey Cantillo, 26-year-old, see potential guy who was pretty solid last year. Bryce Harper, tied for second in the majors in batting war, up to a 97 overall, man. Had a really great year in 25, 26. Dead in line. The slugging percentage is taking another jump up, though. He's having a big start. Austin Riley, what's he doing? Solid. Merrill's. That is a superstar, man. Tatis has been really good. Ramos. Horner. Good ball player. Now we'll take a look at our awards there. Player of the Month. The American League, Crochet, Seager, Brett Rios, 22-year-old. He was actually somebody they drafted. He ended up being a low potential. I don't know what the potential is, but that bat was major league ready. 288, 386, 504 slugging, OPS of 890 with 6 homers. His first 31 games, 18 walks versus 13 strikeouts. What a start for him. Man, okay. And then the National League, Sanchez, Bryce Harper, Jordan Lawler on that side. So 2 Phillies. And then you do get Lawler finally getting his first real chance of playing. Played a little bit in 25 after playing a little bit in 23. He was good at the end of 25. Looks like he's playing half the time there. But off to a good start. Guessing they still have Perdomo as their main starter there at shortstop, I would guess. Perdomo has played 27 games. Lawler's played 13. Okay. Can Lawler play third? He can't play third. I would have him playing third over Urias. But Urias is hitting well, too, though. So, all right. So, what I think I want to do here to end this episode is I think I want... What are we at on this recording? There's something I really want to do, but I might save it just for kind of its own episode. Last year, we took a trip down to the farm. We're at 45 minutes into this episode. We didn't play really a whole lot, though, in this one. Mainly just kind of taking a look at everything else. Let's Let's get through this athletic series, see if something else pops up. It does not. We'll take a look at scouting again. Trowbridge just does not, he doesn't look like he's going to be the guy. Anytime the potential could be lower than their starting overall, I'm not a big fan of that. He looks like he's going to be a solid player to start off with. I just don't think the potential is really going to be that great. I'm borderline ready to just take a look at relievers, fill out these, pitchers, and maybe just go with that. The starting pitchers, we definitely got guys that we like. Maybe a guy like Matos is somebody we end up taking. Cairo, Cora, Andres Gonzalez. Looks like he could be good, but he could also be extremely raw. So I'm not a huge fan of that. Okay. So we've got Duncan all the way scouted. Looks really solid, 22. That potential is going to be really solid. Okay. Take a look. You might as well just keep bouncing around some of these position players. Just see if you can find somebody along this infield that you maybe end up liking. 22, that's good potential. I just don't know, man. He looks like a glove first guy that is not really going to hit like that. We'll put him on there and just make sure we're not missing something there. So how far along are we for these international pitchers? 65%. I need to. This one needs. I don't see anybody really in right field, so we can jump up to starting pitcher. That way we can gain a little bit more interest there. Just make sure. I don't think there's anybody in right field that really looks that interesting. 18 years old, 55. He might be okay. Big power back there. Okay, we'll keep an eye on that. East, west, east. Layman could potentially be a really good hitter. You might just have to wait a little. I'm not even taking a glance at a guy that could be a 31 overall. Scouting is tough. You know what? Let's take a look at Manzanillo instead. We'll leave it. We'll leave Moreno there for right now. Just take a glance. The potential, at least, is going to be pretty good. I just don't really see where the upside is going to be outside of being a solid glove. Get through that. I want to just try to get through enough to where we play another moment. So we're up 2-1 out. I think we'll end the episode. We'll get through this, see if we can get this save. Send through this Baltimore Orioles series, and then I think we'll hop on out of here. At least is my plan right now at this moment. I got something I want to do in the next episode. Eric Griffin, of course, we saw in that season opener, is a draft pick from that 2025 class. Not a guy with great potential, but he's got great potential to impact this one. So Seattle up 2, Munoz on the mound. Up 0-1. Fastball.
Nope, outside.
Go back to this sinker. In the dirt. Okay. Nice block up there from Raleigh. A good slider right here. Great slider. 2-2. Get the sinker by him. Essentially dead down the middle, but it's enough to freeze him there. Strikeout Griffin now. It's Adley Rushman at the plate. 2 for 3. Has hit a home run in this one. It all comes down to this. Munoz.
Ball.
Ball's behind 0-1.
1-0.
That one hit out to Robles, who is going to snag it. Going to bring it in. The Mariners get a victory, even up the series here against the Orioles. Let's see. Robles hits a 3-run homer. Raleigh 3 for 4. Most everybody got involved at least a little bit. Rengifo 0 for 4, didn't get on base at all, but Polanco 0 for 2, but did draw 2 walks, scored a run. George Kirby did have an error. 4.2 was solid. I mean, 1 hit, 1 run allowed, 1 walk, had an error. I guess maybe he's the one that gave up the home run to Rutschman there in the second. Did get a nice victory there, though. Okay. Let's just see if something else happens to pop up here. See if we can win this series. Or excuse me, I was saying we even the series. I guess I kind of got confused there with the Athletics. Nice to get back in the win column. We're kind of been struggling a little bit. Half game out. We simmed through. Still a half game. Okay. Tie game. Top of the ninth. 2 outs. J.P. Crawford against Felix Bautista. We have success with JP jumping into these moments. We are 8th in the majors in home runs, 3rd in ERA. All right, so JP down to a 700 OPS because he's only hit the 1 home run. He's been very batting average dependent so far. Had a chance to break this tie, though. Bautista, of course, throws extremely hard. 98. Crawford fouls it off. Got a pitch to hit. Crawford's hitting 344 runs to scoring position. Like, that's the... He's finding ways to make a good impact so far on the team, even if the OPS isn't great.
No ball, 2 straight.
Good splitter, basically in the same spot as the fastball. 0-2 count.
That's a ball.
Good eye. 1-2. JP's just somebody it feels really good to hit with on this game. Not when you swing at 99 at the eyeballs, though. That's on me. Let's finish playing. Spire, of course, is now out there. It's Mayo to foul it off. Let's get a... haven't thrown... I don't think I've thrown with Santos, actually, at all. Get a good strike there. Spire. 0-2 gets the strikeout there of Mayo, hitting 237 on the season. Gets him to whiff. Now it's Hudson Haskin. He's having a solid day. Spire's 20th pitch is low. Fastball.
1-1.
By him. 1-1. Spire. Not getting the chase there below the zone. Pitcher's getting tired. Back to that circle change. He hits it hard. That'll be a base hit into right. Let's do a mound visit. Start that one to right. Bring in Santos here. Big time moment. 4.32 ERA. Just got faith we're going to get this done right here. Boland's back at the plate, having a much better season he did last year when he hit sub 200. 1-1 count.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Santos trying to work quick. It's a steal. Raleigh. Just barely got there. Hudson Haskins' first steal of the season. 1 count. Slider up. Gets the call. 2-2. Owens fouls that one away. Gets him to get, oh, he's able to get it over Rayleigh's glove. Hold the runner there with that play. Ryan Mountcastle trying to mount the win. They're going to send the guy to second. Raleigh. They got another steal. Raleigh. Don't see that a whole lot. Slider in.
0-2.
Go right back to it, except they're a little farther out.
1-2.
Couldn't chase. Gets to the fastball at 99. 1-2. That one hit out to right. Robles going to have a chance. They're going to try it at home plate, and Robles with the hose, but he gets in. Haskins able to beat the throw. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, but they give him the call. No challenge. We did not hit the ball there much. Raleigh and Winker each hit homers. Yeah, shout out to the Orioles. Did a nice job there. Shouldn't have swung at that fastball at the eyes with Crawford. We'll just go ahead and simulate this. We lose. Okay, so we lose that series. We're on a bit of a slide here. Julio with a triple in that game. Rayleigh with a double. Castillo was solid. I mean, Brash and Thornton were not great, though. It's a very, very good baseball team, though, that we just played. So we're at 21-17. We're 2 games out here at the end of this episode. Sorry again, unfortunately, with the malfunction I had in the recording here in that game against the Yankees. But we are through our second episode now of year 2. And next time I see you guys, we'll hop in. I think I want to play Cleveland. That's really why I went ahead and simulated up to this point. I think taking a chance to play them, I think, would be fun. So, yeah, we'll do that. If you enjoy the content, like, subscribe. Check out my 2-lane Green Wave Dynasty on the channel, along with my Atlanta Hawks franchise in NBA 2K25. Yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time, peace.